Hey YouTube, today we're going to be watching Roblox Take a Seat, featuring Chris Hansen. This is a video that Schlep recently uploaded, which I'm excited to see what he has to say. What happened to Roblox? Basically, Roblox has been like, they basically what made it blow up recently was that Roblox banned Schlep. And all of his accounts, like they IP banned him basically. And he's someone who helps catch like child predators on the platform. And he has actually gotten like 6 people arrested. And you know, obviously he's helping keep the platform safer because Roblox hasn't done much about it. He takes all the essential steps. He reports it to Roblox, and there have been accounts that, like, even after they've been arrested, they do not ban the accounts, which is horrible. So yeah, after they banned him, everyone has been, you know, kind of standing up and speaking out about this, because it seems that Roblox cares more about protecting the predators and the money rather than keeping the children safe. Very bad system. And yeah, they've been trying to, like, Roblox has been trying to double, triple down on their decision, but I don't know, it's just a really, really bad look on them, because obviously I feel like the main priority should be to keep the children safe. It should always be that. And it doesn't appear that they really care that much about it. There you go.
No image sharing or any of the things that might happen from that.
I want to start off by saying that we all want to keep Roblox safe. We share this. We know that there's members of our community.
I think that's one of the owners, right?
And you know what? We welcome.
Oh my god, this is so cinematic. Holy shit.
I want to highlight we have always had safety as one of our top priorities, and we're not waiting
Sure.
for legislation. We've innovated with age estimation on our own because
Safety my ass, bro. They care more about the money.
This whole situation is kind of crazy.
Everybody go donate to
I'm so glad everyone has been, like, speaking out about it.
Decision this company has ever made.
#FreeShlab.
Damn! Yeah, they're even, like, making, going on those websites to make petitions to remove, like, the CEOs, and it's insane. It's honestly great to see this much, backlash, because, you know, there's, like, millions of kids on this platform. They need to, like, prioritize their safety, and it's insane that they would, like, double down and, you know, they're letting their company die. I've seen that, like, their stocks have gone tremendously. They have tremendously dipped. It's crazy.
I'm wishing Schlep
Bye,
the best.
Roblox.
You need to do something.
There's got to be something done. Nobody at Roblox listens to us. I'm frustrated, man. I'm frustrated.
Why should we support a platform that is taking steps to prevent predators from getting caught?
That, hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's literally a huge reason. If you guys know me, you know that I've been playing Roblox a lot, and I've been playing it on here on Twitch a lot. I live stream it like almost weekly. But it's not worth it, honestly. I feel like if you can join the, you know, the giving them backlash and just helping advocate for all this, because it's not okay to be protecting people that are literally, you know, going for the children. It's fucking horrible. Are my Robux not worth anything anymore?
Roblox
No, look at this.
Just lost $12 billion in market value following their response to their cease and desist.
Good, it's so
against
fucking
us. For
deserved.
context, I'm someone who's gotten 6
Hi,
predators
Selena,
within their
love you.
community arrested in real life. That loss, though, isn't on me. It's a direct result of Roblox.
You should be thanked. Roblox should be thanking him for this.
Real issues. Roblox has doubled, tripled, even quadrupled down. They've put out statements after statements painting me and my team as reckless vigilantes while claiming that their
Insane, dude.
platform is safe when it absolutely is not.
Perfectly
People
safe
are
my
just seeing
ass.
through this, and that's why
So this is kind of like a story I have. I was playing with my friend Baku a little while ago, and we were joining random worlds because we were bored and I was a little high, and it was just like, you know, let's see what these worlds are about. And literally, like, we reported this, but we saw these like children, and there was actual like grown men talking to them and saying very inappropriate things, and you know, trying to just prey upon them. It's insane how common it is in a lot of lobbies. It's horrible. And I recently saw a video too where there's like podcast world, and people are literally like making podcasts called Goon Off Challenge and all this stupid shit that's like highly inappropriate and obviously not an appropriate thing for children.
A movement has started online called Free Schlep. It's been trending everywhere. Multiple members of
I'm
Congress
so glad,
have now
dude.
called out the company's
Yeah,
trip
it's
in this round.
crazy.
The Attorney General of Louisiana has filed a giant lawsuit against
Never
it
actually
for,
played
and I
Roblox?
quote, prioritizing user growth, revenue, and profits over child safety. The day after
Yeah.
the Attorney General's lawsuit was filed, Roblox's market value dropped by $12 billion. In response, the company scrambled to roll out new policies targeting the
Yeah.
very not safe for work games featured in the lawsuit and my video. Like,
Isn't it funny that as soon as it affects their money and like, you know, their earnings, that's when they start doing something about it.
The community has been calling out these games
It's
for years
ridiculous.
now. But still, even after everything, instead of removing these blatantly inappropriate experiences, Roblox simply slapped a 17+ label on them. They also launched a ban waiver.
And I don't get that too, because you know, in most states, the age of consent is 18. You're not considered an adult until you're 18. Why are you gonna make it? If you know it's like blatantly sexual, why are you gonna make it 17+? Make it 18+. Is it that hard?
Against some of the worst games they've knowingly hosted for years. Games
But
that have led
then
thousands of
again,
children
those
to getting extorted
games shouldn't be on the platform
and
anyways.
worse. Roblox's actions are nothing more than damage control for the problems they've allowed to fester, when the entire community was screaming at them to fix these problems. And the community saw that killing the messenger was an act of war. Shortly after these changes, Roblox released a video so bad that it was community noted on Twitter twice. David Backlash,
God, I love seeing them get community noted on Twitter. It's so funny.
And Eliza Jacobs, the senior director of product policy, did a 45-minute tech talk. Most of this is just corporate jumbo, but they go ahead and respond directly to their vigilante policy. Before I show this, I want you to remember, I'm the only person that Roblox has targeted with this vigilante policy that they just created. Not even my team was moderated or given any legal letter. I begged for a clear line and even offered to keep much of my work private to help, and I'm no way obligated to do that, but instead, they went straight after me, moderating my accounts and sending a cease and desist.
Yeah, they quite literally went after the biggest creator.
That means I'm taking
helping
the
the
law
platform.
into my own hands. We work with law enforcement, which is
Vigilante
why we
my
have
ass.
arrests. Roblox refuses to say.
Yeah, that was another thing. I'm sure he'll probably mention it in this video, but another thing I saw them mention was that, like, they were mad that he went to the police first instead of to Roblox and then the cops. Brother, that's... They're child predators. They're performing illegal acts. They're criminals. Why wouldn't you want him to go to the police first, the law enforcement? Why should it matter, like, the order that it gets reported in? He's still reporting it to you.
Are you sure?
Because they'd have to acknowledge it, but make no mistake.
He's supposed
they're
to go to
responding
the
outrage
law enforcement to
without
report
me,
that.
And this is what they had to say about it. They first start off the interview by talking about how vigilantes
they do forget
started
that
out as a good thing.
The players are their
Inside of
community and
Roblox,
what
I
makes
think that
them
there are lots
so
of people
big.
outside of Roblox who really have the best intentions and the welfare of our community at heart. We
Best
all
intentions,
want
my
to keep
ass.
Roblox safe. And you know what? We welcome them and part of the dialogue.
That translates to, we want to make money and we want to see the most growth in terms of, you know, player count and financially, and we're gonna do our best to keep as many people as we can on here, including the predators.
About how to keep Roblox safer. And we have members of the community in these vigilante groups that started off in a really good place. They started off by saying, like, hey, they're reporting on issues on Roblox, they're talking about how we could do better, And we paid really careful attention.
This statement is just laughably
Sure.
hilarious. If Roblox is really paying attention, then what about when my mom emailed you guys about my own cheating case? What did you do then? Nothing. Actually, you kept paying the guy
Insane.
for years afterward, until you were literally forced to do something about it. If what Roblox was claiming was actually true, them listening to the community, why are the biggest content creators leaving your exclusive YouTuber program in protest of how you're moderating your platform? And I'm gonna actually bring
Yeah, for a while I just was like debating doing more like Roblox sponsorships and all that, but fuck that, I'm not gonna help support a company that, helps protect child predators. It's horrible. And another thing is that, yeah, Schlepp did have the whole reason he said that he does this is because he himself was groomed on Roblox and, was a victim of a predator. So he does this to keep other children safe and, prevent it from happening, which he's such an angel for that. And it's ridiculous that Roblox is like, nah,
to show you how
nah,
much
you're a
of joke this is.
vigilante.
This here is Meep City, one of the most controversial games on Roblox. Precraft, one of the largest Roblox YouTubers, joined this game and within 4 seconds was exposed to not safe for work content. The community has been complaining about this game for almost a decade.
Yeah, over the years, because I've been playing this game for a while, over the years I've noticed that like the avatars are increasingly more
in platform. But
NSFW.
David Mizuki mentions this game by name, and here's their philosophy on this.
I can see some of our community naming experiences on Roblox and just say, take it down, take it down, take it down. I'd say examples could be Meep City, for example. Can you share, like, why should that be up? Should that be down? Like, what's up?
I think one thing that's really challenging on this global immersive interactive platform is that we have content created by developers and creators and content created by the community, by the users that are in that game. And one thing that we really try to do is be fair to our developers and to not moderate them for the behavior of their users.
How is this a crazy math problem? This is so simple. The creator of this game wants these people in their game. How is this even controversial? The developer is giving the tools to the player to make this inappropriate content. And that is the problem with Roblox.
That's insane.
Roblox turns a blind eye unless the developers are blatantly making not safe for work games. And even then, it is still on the line if Roblox will take action.
I remember they have like this like challenge for creators getting like the most people on their games, and I think there was that Teddy guy that he showed. I don't remember like too much, but I think they kept him on that challenge and even like sponsored him, even though he was like a known predator. It was crazy.
Might have just went back on their word regarding Meep City. This game had every inappropriate feature removed from it pretty much overnight. It's unknown if Roblox made Alex Neutron, the creator of Meep City, do this, but either way, it shows the public pressure is working. Games
That's insane.
that Roblox
I didn't even know that was
are folding. So that's why it's really
a
important
part of
to
that
keep speaking
game.
up about this.
Then we saw something
But I'm
change.
honestly not surprised.
What we saw is that some of these groups started engaging with the community in ways that violated our policies. And so let me explain what that means. They would go and create accounts on Roblox claiming to be a child.
Roblox keeps repeating this same talking
Oh
that
my
I'm
god,
impersonating
dude.
and pretending to be a child. But here's the reality. You have to pretend to be a child because if the predators knew they were talking to an adult, that wouldn't even be a
that defeats
crime.
the purpose. That defeats the purpose. They're not gonna want to prey upon an adult if they're obviously attracted to
to be more
minors.
upset that I'm pretending to be a child than
I'm here
predators
to learn. Thank
are
you.
decoy. And if it wasn't our
I hope
decoy,
you have an
it would be
amazing
a
time.
real person. It's also worth noting that the FBI,
Bye, Arcus.
ICAC, and local law enforcement all use these same exact tactics. Would Roblox be willing to send
Yeah!
cease and desist too? And their claim that I'm impersonating children is flat out false. Impersonation means I'm stealing the identity of a real child. From the very beginning, we've never used real kids. We don't send pictures of real children, and we create totally new identities where every single photo that's sent is of someone that is of age. The only difference is we tell these people that we are underage. This is flat out a lie, what they're claiming.
Yeah, and I think another thing that I've seen is that they're like, well, you're trying to trick them because you're initiating sexual activity, and that's like, what's the term for that? Like entrapment? and you're trying to like entrap them and all that. But for all of these like all these creators that I see that obviously, you know, expose predators, I've noticed that all of them never do that. They never initiate like anything sexual. It's always the predator initiating. So they just talk innocently like, oh, I don't know what this is. Like, oh, I don't know what any of this is. I'm an innocent little child, you know? And it's always the freaking predator initiating it. So
But
it's
what
like,
happens
what the
next
hell?
is so wild that the CEO of Roblox cuts off the chief safety officer.
What?
And then they would enter into game servers and they would go and start asking everybody around them, how old are you? And they were seeking out adults. If you said that you were, or you said you were, move on. But if you said that you were 25, then they would start engaging in conversations and they would try and use those conversations to simulate.
Matt, is this anecdotal? Because I know we have chat logs for all chat on Roblox and historical records. Are you able to kind of?
David totally derails
Doing
that
nuclear pedals,
conversation.
yeah,
That
dude.
statement is probably the most wild made by Matt Kaufman in this whole interview. To
Fucking
simulate what,
explode
Matt
them all.
Kaufman? Because it's not simulation. These are predators thinking that they're talking to someone that is real, and they a lot of times want to show up in person and do stuff to them in real life. And in my opinion, this shows how little Roblox actually cares about this problem. They can say whatever they want. They can talk about all the new
Yeah, they
safety
don't. They
features
never
that
show
they're rolling
proof for
out,
all
but
of
it
these
means
statements.
nothing if lawsuits are being filed every single week against the company and headlines are making the media about a new horrible situation happening because of this platform. I also want to say how they
Insane.
totally mischaracterize how I run my decoy operation. We are never the first to engage with any of the predators. They always contact
Yep.
our decoy
Here it
account
is.
first.
So we saw these actors, they're pretending to be kids, they're trying to find adults, and then what they're doing is they're trying to move the conversation as quickly
Spewing
as possible
bullshit,
to other
just
platforms.
pure lies.
Other platforms that don't have the type of monitoring and policies that Roblox has. And then they were using
Oh my god, my ass, dude. Even me myself, I've had like so many weirdos try to message me through Roblox. It's like, how are you gonna? They also try to play the card of like, yeah, you're also breaking the rule of like going to other platforms. You're enticing them to get off of our platform to go to another platform, and that's not allowed. Are you gonna ban everyone? Like, I've met people on platforms on games where we go to Discord and talk. That's normal.
using
the hell?
activity that happened on other platforms to create situations.
Chief of security, by
that
the way,
they
I
would
know,
then
right?
Video, they would report to the police, and then only after would they let Roblox
Aren't they also
know.
directly like
Roblox
partnered
is
with
accusing me
Discord?
of encouraging adults to talk inappropriately to people they shouldn't. That is not true, and if it was true, I wouldn't have a single arrest. We present ourselves as a naive kid who doesn't know about these topics.
Yeah,
Crimes
this is
like
what I was
should
talking about.
Obviously, be reported to law enforcement first, not Roblox. If Roblox is notified before the police, they can delete accounts, tip off the predators that are being investigated, and give them a chance to erase valuable
They even own a
evidence that
Discord
the
bot?
police need to
Lit-
prosecute. The fact that these predators
They're
are
trying to
on the platform to
fucking
begin with
poke
shows
so
that their
badly.
safety systems have failed. If Roblox did their jobs, there wouldn't be anybody for us to find. Roblox also claims that I'm moving these players to other platforms, but those platforms are linked directly on Roblox's own site. Roblox is actually even partnered with some of those platforms. They
Like
even own a bot on
Discord.
that other platform. Anyone
Discord, dude, and Discord is another website or like platform that has literally the same issue. You can make an account claiming to be underage, and the amount of messages you'll get from people is insane.
can make an account 13 plus
Insane.
and see social media links on Roblox. And unsurprisingly, people in real life have been abducted because of this feature that Roblox allows. And when they say I'm creating these
horrible.
situations, that's just insulting. I'm not creating situations. These predators are trying to grab people within your community.
And there's a bunch of issues in here. Number one, the violation
Insane,
of our
dude. It's
policies
ridiculous.
about being honest about how old you are. Number two, moving conversations off platform. And number three, waiting to tell Roblox when they identified violative behavior to come and tell us so we could take action.
And Matt
They don't
Kaufman's
wait, they
own
immediately
words in
report it.
articles about vigilantes, he said law enforcement officials are best positioned to investigate potential crime. So why is he criticizing us for going to the police first? And it's not like we're not even reporting these things to Roblox. We do. We give Roblox the same Google Drive that we give to the cops. They have the first chat log till the very end where they're in handcuffs. And we have numerous fully documented instances where Roblox refused to take action until after we released videos that got millions of views. Also,
that's the sad part. That's literally the sad part. They have to, like, they only take action once it's publicized and once it, you know, gains a lot of traction, and it's sad. It's sad that we live in a world where, like, you have to publicize it and it has to blow up for them to take any action, to even just ban the fucking accounts. I've seen, like, I think it was with, like, Gideon, or it was either Gideon or Slep, where it took, like, a while for them to ban an account of a predator who got arrested, and even after he got out of jail, he just made another account and he was back on Roblox doing the same exact thing. It's horrible.
Roblox in general is a policy violation.
But they have suddenly they have the capabilities of, like, you know, IP banning Schlep, and yeah, they can get rid of all of his accounts and he's not back. He's not allowed to make an account.
If you were on Roblox and went straight to the authorities instead of reporting it to Roblox first, could you technically be violating Roblox's terms of service?
I think some of these groups started off in a really good place, and they started off, you know, really, and they still do really care about the community.
They've always cared about the community. It's the company that doesn't
putting
care.
Our community at greater risk, and were violations of our policy.
He says I'm putting the community
It's full of people with
Roblox even went as
fucking
far to accuse
control
me and my
issues.
team of being similar to predators. Think about that. They're implying I am preying on predators. So to Matt Kaufman and David Bazuki, I'm very sorry for preying on the predators of your platform and getting them arrested and put in handcuffs. Because
Oh my god, it makes me so mad. It pisses me off.
Actors that were coming on the platform, they were reaching out to dozens and dozens of people, and the vast majority of those people were not responding to those engagements, and frankly were harmed in that process.
I'm gonna show you this predator I caught. I sent a message in the chat and I got this guy messaging me.
Yes, okay, how old are you? I asked him back how old he is, and he says he's older than 18. I tell him I'm years old. Do you mind me being younger? No, not really. If you can keep it a secret between us, though. And he does Predator Strat 101. He asked for my Snap or Discord. And the reason why he's asking for Snap is because the messages delete. I tell him Discord, and I get on Discord with him, and the messages begin right away.
It's
Throughout
horrible,
that
dude.
entire process, where did I harm anyone?
It's
Because the
insane.
real harm was Roblox letting this game
It's insane to say you're preying upon the predators. Like, in what world do you care more about the predators than the kids? It's horrible.
exist on their
It's why it continues to be such a big issue, and all these people are so confident and okay in doing it because they know they'll always have, you know, Roblox on their side, and it's sad.
For years. It only disappeared after Hindenburg, an investment research firm, went ahead and exposed
It's sad.
Roblox
I
for
genuinely
hosting
hope
this
that,
experience. And conveniently,
you know,
it vanished the moment
the
they
company
showcased
takes
this Predator
appropriate
cam. Notice
action
as
or
well
no one
how
supports
I
them
wasn't the one
anymore.
to ask for Discord or Snapchat. The Predator did. These were the sort of people interacting with our decoys, and so many people are becoming victimized from people exactly like this.
They were normalizing policy violations on the platform.
What?
God,
Roblex's
oh my
own
god, she
algorithm
pisses me off. Dude, yes, this too. I don't know if you guys saw recently. So they like added a feature where you can import your own emotes into the game. And you know, you can import your own emotes, your own like positions. And obviously, I feel like that's the most stupid thing you could do, because then you're gonna get things like this.
Inappropriate items to people.
And this.
Roblox
Since when is this
actively
appropriate and
hosts
allowed on a
for
game
children.
meant for children?
Roblox themselves in this interview doubled down on one of the most infamous.
Like, I'm saying this as someone who's you know, who does 18 plus work. I'm on sites like Fansly. Like, it's not appropriate, dude. Like, you should know when to separate it. Like, if they want it so badly, make another game. Make it for, you know, the appropriate audience. Keep keep it separate. It's not okay for a children's game.
Instances of inappropriate behavior that they've allowed
It's ridiculous.
for nearly a decade, and they're really going at me for normalizing policy violations. Absolutely unbelievable.
And the other piece is,
yeah, a minor can
oftentimes
see
the
all
sort
of this on the
evidence that
game.
was collected, the video evidence, was really difficult to verify, really difficult for us.
And I understand, like, you're never gonna be able to keep, like, everything completely separated. I understand there's, like, kids that, you know, think it's okay to, like, bypass and go onto these sites, but the least you could do is take the appropriate actions to keep as many kids as you can safe, not protecting the fucking predators.
Then they're talking about subpoenas, and so I think something that sometimes seems obvious to folks in the community.
It like enrages me that these
really
people
is just
talk
much
like
more
with so much
complicated on the
confidence.
back
Like,
end.
I'm not sure
yeah,
how the evidence
we're
that I
okay,
was
we're
sending you
right.
guys was hard to
It's
verify.
because of these
I sent you guys
vigilantes.
screen recordings of us scrolling through the entire chat on mobile, and a lot of the stuff that happens is happening directly within Roblox. Like, for instance, when Roblox refused to ban this predator, we got arrested in Hawaii, and he was literally talking in-game about planning the meetup in real life on Roblox. With all that being said, I wanted to ask someone who's been working with law enforcement and has been doing predator catching since before I was even born. So I decided to take a seat with Chris Hansen to catch some answers.
Damn.
I'm Chris Hansen, I'm co-founder and correspondent.
You know it's bad when you got Chris Hansen added into it.
Crime Network. We do a lot of crime and investigative reporting. Our Takedown series, which exposes predators trying to exploit children online, and we also work on a number of documentaries, including this particular project exposing the sort of thing that goes on Roblox.
I wanted to ask you about some of the comments that Roblox has specifically stated about like predator catching. One of the main complaints is pretending to be a child. I want to know your answer. It's kind of obvious, but the importance of using
brought the man
decoy
himself out of
accounts to just
retirement
find
too.
different predators.
I know, right?
Do it without using.
I know, right? It was so bad that brought him out of retirement, dude. Yeah, that's how you know it's fucking bad.
Decoy accounts. In the very beginning, we had an online watchdog group, Perverted Justice, do that work.
I hate that intellectual, dishonest people have in a lot of conversations for corporate speak.
And
Yeah,
now, and
it's,
for
dude,
the
it's
last
so
several
bad.
years, it's been members of law enforcement who have posed as children online, merely sitting in one of these areas, and they wait to be approached by somebody who is seeking to exploit children. And then the conversation takes place. It all happens according to the law, and then that gets turned over. Now, I understand that anytime somebody is not with law enforcement, it gives pause to a corporation. It's like, okay, here's this kid. We don't know whether he's following the rules properly. We don't know if he's running this by a lawyer. Maybe you could argue that they just don't want that sort of activity on their platform, but you think they'd be more worried about the activity that you're exposing.
That's what I've been trying to get at this whole time.
Literally.
And then you can have a conversation with young Schlepp. I mean, if I were the CEO of Roblox, I would make you an ambassador for security. I would get.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. They could have taken such a different route with this. They could have, you know, like you said, made him an ambassador, help him, aid him in catching all these people. It could have been turned into such a positive thing, but they decided to take the wrong route. The selfish
I'm
one.
a little dumbfounded that they haven't figured it out, given that these guys are in the high-tech world who invented this stuff in some ways. You know, why don't they get ahead of it and get a young guy on their team?
That's
what I'm doing with you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not that hard to figure out. I learned a long time ago that if you're not listening to the youngest guy or girl in the room, you're missing opportunity. You have to evolve, and you have to keep on top of this technology, and you have to bring new ideas into the room to do your job. My job is to expose bad people. You are helping.
I mean, the thing is, I've made it very, very clear to Roblox since the beginning.
Yeah, they
Give
try
us
to
a
label
private
him as a
line. We are
vigilante,
open
as
to
someone
communicate
bad.
with you. We want to talk with you guys. We know a lot of these really bad actors, and the first official contact I had with them was the cease and desist letter.
It's horrible from a public image standpoint. I mean, you're killing the messenger, right? It's not like you're out there tracking these guys down with, you know, tasers and smoke guns.
I
You're
know.
providing information to the platform to do something about it.
One of the major complaints
And they
that
choose to do
Roblox
nothing.
had about me was that I was actually going to law enforcement first before sending their report, just so that they would have a start to finish conversation of everything that took place. Did you guys ever reach out to social media sites before this sting goes down?
No, we always go to law enforcement. We work with law enforcement in everything we do. And that is to ensure a successful prosecution. That's why the prosecution rate in these days is, like 99.1%. It's law enforcement first, then they can deal with the corporation. The corporation
If only they actually help them out, yeah.
What it finds to
I feel like if they actually help them out, it would deter away a huge percent of the predators on their platform, because, then it puts that fear into, like, the back of their head, like, oh, is this an actual kid, or is this someone that's working with the platform to, seek me out and, catch these horrible people? It's mind-baffling.
I'm going to read to you a quote from Roblox's corporate blog describing our operations. Similar to actual predators, they often impersonate actively approach users and then try to lead them onto different platforms to have explicit conversations. We obviously do not talk to these predators. We don't impersonate real children. Our decoys are, adults.
Well, I think if they're mischaracterizing what you're doing, that's wrong. Based upon what you said to me, you don't actively bait these guys in terms of making the first approach. You merely set up a profile as somebody who's underage, and you exist in that room until an adult approaches one of your decoys. Then if conversation takes place, they get exposed, and that information gets turned over to law enforcement. And in many cases, they do something, and then you report that both on your platform as a citizen journalist, a young guy working on these stories.
12 billion lost because of one choice. Yep.
I thought
and
it was
they deserve
kind of wild how they compared what we're doing to actual predators.
Well, if they're mischaracterizing what
if I had Roblox stock, I would have sold that shit immediately once I saw what happened to Schlep.
that's horrible. This entire project is going to be healthy for Roblox, and it's going to be especially good for users of Roblox.
I honestly hope it's a learning experience for them. I hope they actually better themselves.
And you need to tell parents that this stuff exists, that these dangers are out there, and that if your child is approached by a predator, they need to come to the parents. I mean, that's the first
Yeah, dude. I myself have younger siblings. Thankfully, my siblings are like, at the age where they know they're one of my siblings is already over 18. The other one's young, he's a minor, but he's old enough to know that, like, to stay away from these people, and he's very knowledgeable in, like, all this that's happening. But imagine how terrifying it is for, like, those people that have siblings that are this young, not young enough to, or young enough to not know what these predators are doing. Dude, I'd like immediately delete it off everything they have.
It's great what I do. It's really great that law enforcement and the National Center for Missing and
It's so dangerous.
does all this work every day across the
I swear, when I have a kid, when I have kids, they ain't getting nothing. They ain't getting a tablet. They ain't getting a phone until they're like, I'm sorry, they're gonna hate me for it, but you are not getting a tablet. You're not gonna be an iPad kid. It's the most dangerous thing ever. I'd rather, like, take my time to go spend time with my kid, go do things, play with toys, go on trips, and rather than, like, sticking them to a tablet, because I feel like that's the most dangerous thing you could do at this point. It exposes them to so many horrible things. Yeah, I wasn't on Kick when it was around. I've heard that Kick, even right now, is horrible. It's riddled with people, like, sending illegal material, doing all of this. It's horrible. It's scary.
Roblox as a department that takes a look at
Treat them like 2000s kids? Yeah.
lack of connection here.
Only thing my kid would get is like a freaking Wii. We're playing Mario, we're playing Just Dance, you ain't getting nothing else. No access to the internet unless I'm actively, like, supervising and looking at you.
Make it even better and safer. Until that happens, we have to show parents what goes on here, and they have to have the discussion with kids and say, hey, be careful.
What made you, like, interested into, like, getting into Roblox?
We mentioned, yeah, dude, I grew up with a Wii. It was awesome. It was awesome. I thank my parents. I thank my parents for, like, the way they raised me, because I was never raised with, like, a tablet. I had, I had a Wii, I had a PlayStation. It was in the living room. I had to use it when I was there. When my parents were monitoring us, we didn't get access to the internet. Most access we got was, like, YouTube. And I feel like YouTube before wasn't as bad as it is now. in terms of like content that's being spread to like children, because I know they also have like issues with that. But yeah, I played with my friends outside a lot, did all of that, and I feel like that's a better way to grow up anyways. It's like so damaging to the brain to be glued to a laptop or a tablet all day. And I feel bad for the kids that are, you know, are given that, and it's like they're exposed to so many things.
I was personally getting communications on social media saying,
I didn't get a phone until I was like 15.
You need to look into this. And then we saw a big case down in Florida where a guy was arrested in Central Florida for and actually giving them Robux and having them exploit siblings and other. It made headlines down in Marion County, Florida. And so I started digging into it. We had good contacts with that sheriff's department there. And we actually, ironically, just did a predator sting, a takedown sting down there. So we started with an interview there. And it turns out that in the same jurisdiction, there was a 10-year-old girl who was exploited on Roblox by a man all the way over in England. And so we interviewed that victim's mother, and you know, all of a sudden all these cases started developing, including the lawsuit by the Attorney General in Louisiana.
It's interesting you mentioned Florida, because we got an arrest there. We got it in Polk County, and it was a guy who possessed.
Polk County, as you know, is where Sheriff Grady Judd is, and they're very active in this space.
Oh, yeah.
We go to work with them as well. First of all, it breaks my heart, and I'm so sorry that you had to deal with this as a younger guy on this particular platform. The fact that you were bullied and preyed upon and advantage of, and that it went to the extent it did, it breaks my heart, and this is why we do these investigations. But to see you at your age turn it into a positive and do something about it, I think is incredible and admirable.
He's an angel for it.
I appreciate it.
He's doing so much good in the world.
42 or 43 years now. It's really cool because when I started on television, I was your age. I was 22 years old. So when I see a young person do this kind of work, it's very impressive to me because I know what it takes.
Yeah, I mean it's very crazy.
I can imagine how
when you start
much work
looking
it
into
takes
this stuff.
to,
I mean it's a
to
rabbit
do all
hole.
of
It only
this.
gets more disturbing the more you see it.
Well, you know, and since we announced that we're doing this documentary and that you are collaborating, I am overwhelmed.
Oh yeah, I saw a tweet on Twitter. It got like 160,000 likes that you're just even looking into the platform. Because that's the thing, people have known about these issues for so long, but journalists haven't done enough to like really look into it. And now it's starting to break into the world where everybody is starting to start to be aware.
I'm glad, and I'm glad everyone's starting to be, you know, exposed to it.
Look, we have the ability to infiltrate this world because we've been doing it for 21 years. First with To Catch a Predator, and for the last 2.5 years at True Blue, our streaming crime network, with Takedown. So we know how to do this and work with law enforcement. Now, a lot of people can go out and do this stuff independently, but here you are, a good example of somebody who has done the work and given it to law enforcement. You know, and that's the key here, because if you expose these guys and, you know, make fun of them and do a Borat kind of thing like some other content creators, they often don't face the consequences. They don't have to register as a offender. They don't get prosecuted.
Yeah, and I think the thing is too, a lot of the reason why I have to make this content is because we reach out to Roblox, we give them the emails, we give them all the information. They don't respond until after we publish a video that gets millions of views on YouTube.
Insane,
you know,
dude.
It makes me concerned because if we're getting that, what are real victims getting?
Look, I understand a little bit Roblox situation here. What they're trying to do is follow the protocol. When they see something, they are mandated to report that to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, which then refers it to law enforcement. And that's good, and they should be doing that. But why they wouldn't also take advantage of information given to them, wrapped with a bow around it, as you have done.
I know, they're literally like, people like Schlep are doing all the work. They're handing it to you. They're like hand delivering it to you at your door, all nice and packed up, ready. And they're like, how dare you do this? How dare you? You're such a villain.
Be an ally of yours as opposed to somebody who, you know, they're making an example of and saying,
oh, for sure.
Rules, banning you. I don't understand.
This video made me sad when I discovered Meep City because it was one of my favorite games to dress up. Yeah, it's fucking sad. It made me sad seeing like all this, all these videos popping up because you guys know I love playing Roblox on stream, and I've played it countless of times with you guys, especially.
a justice-seeking standpoint, it doesn't make sense. So I don't know, and I hope that
Hi,
during
Sammy.
the course
Welcome
of
back.
this, that I'll get a chance to sit down with somebody at Roblox, and I have a feeling that's going to happen. But I'm going to be posing all of those questions when that interview takes place.
To young people who look up to you and see predators in online spaces, what is the single most important step that they can take to protect themselves?
I would be hesitant to tell people to conduct their own investigations, but I'm adamant that you got to report this stuff to your local law enforcement agency. You got to report it to the service provider. You got to report it to the platform. Hopefully, between those three things, you get some action. I think 15, 20 years ago, law enforcement would be a little overwhelmed by this and say, you know,
how dare you make my job easier? Grr.
Okay, well, you know, I'm not sure how to investigate it. Well, today, every department has the ability to investigate this stuff, and they are very willing to take these cases on.
It's an absolute
Hell yeah.
honor to have Chris Hansen featured on this channel. Chris Hansen is flying me out soon to actually feature in his Roblox documentary about exploitation. With
Roblox
everything
is
that we've learned so
fucked.
far, one question persists. Why did I get this cease and desist? I'll let this alleged former Roblox employee answer this question for you.
You have to make a decision, right? You keep your players safe, but then it would be less of them on the platform. Or you just let them do what they want to do. And then all the numbers look good, and investors will be happy.
Insane, dude.
You might just be thinking this is one alleged Roblox employee. Well, Bloomberg is claiming that 8 Roblox employees told a very similar story to this in 2024. Roblox actively forces victims on the platform into arbitration, a tactic so unethical that platforms like Uber and Lyft actually have policies against doing this. The reason they're doing it is even more outrageous. Because this person received so many benefits from using the platform, he cannot now complain that Roblox is trying to prevent him from seeking justice in court for the life-altering harm he suffered. Here's why I personally care so much about this problem.
Who's been offered free Robux to do something that was inappropriate in the game? Or someone has said, I'll give you some free Robux if you come and follow me on Snapchat or TikTok or something like that. Who's had that happen? Okay, loads of you.
I've seen a lot
None of these hands should be raising, dude. None of these hands should be raised up. It's so fucking sad to see, like, actual children, you know, confirm that this is happening. I don't know. The CEOs should be fucking ashamed, dude. They should be ashamed, and they should be wanting to change what's happening, not doubling down. It's honestly, like, embarrassing. I feel like secondhand embarrassment from it.
But I've never seen a company harm this many young people at this.
How much you want to bet at least 10 states are gonna sue? Dude, I hope all fucking 50 of them sue.
They can say whatever they want about safety or try to discredit me, but the arrests and their response to those arrests speak
Investigate
louder than
the
any
CEOs,
PR
I agree.
statement that they could possibly make. This isn't just
They
about
need to be
moderation.
investigated
The rot
too.
goes all the way up to the CEO, a man whose vision includes adding dating to this platform and defending predatory games like Meep.
Oh my god, dude, that's another thing. The CEO was talking about he wanted to make it also like a dating platform. He wanted to make it like only accessible to 17-plus-year-olds, which is like, why are you choosing 17? Wouldn't you want to make it 18? But why do you want dating? Why do you want to make it a dating site? It's a children's game. It makes no sense.
It's not even negligence.
It's just wanting to make the Predator platform even worse.
His literal philosophy. The narrative around Roblox needs to change. People have to understand what this platform actually is.
It's
Share
such a
what's
predatory
happening. Talk about
platform.
it. Make sure your friends, parents, journalists, and lawmakers know how deep these problems run. Call your congressman and tell him he won't stand by while Roblox puts children in danger. I've been sounding the alarm for over a year as a whistleblower, and Roblox's leadership has tried to silence me. What needs to happen is David Baszucki needs to sit in front of Congress under oath, and he needs to explain why so many people have been abducted and abused on his platform, and why his company is
ridiculous,
choosing
dude.
over safety.
It's ridiculous. W-slap, W-video. I'm glad that this is all being, like, you know, addressed and pushed out so much, and, you know, people are standing up against it, because... Bro, David, man, David, you ain't beating the These allegations, dude. Free slap. Hashtag free slap, dude. It's ridiculous. And I hope they learn and I hope it gets better. I truly do.